Welcome back to a new video. In this series we focus on the chthonic god and goddesses. They are associated with death, the afterlife, and the fertility of the earth. They were believed to reside in the underworld, a realm that was simultaneously a place of darkness for the dead and a source of life-generating fertility. This video is about Persephone. She is the queen of the underworld and goddess of spring. Persephone is a ruler in her own right. She judges souls, commands spirits, and enforces laws of the dead. Ancient texts show her as calm, commanding, and merciful, but never weak. She has a softer but deeper power than most Olympian goddesses. She has power over fate, life cycles, and the soul. Her original name may have been Persephone or Pherephata, likely pre-Greek in origin. Persephone can mean she who brings destruction, but as Kore, she means maiden or girl. This dual identity reflects how the ancients saw nature, nurturing and brutal, beautiful and deadly. Her mother is Demeter, the goddess of the harvest. Her father is Zeus, the leader of the Olympians. Her consort is Hades. The myth about their relations starts with an abduction. While picking flowers, Persephone is abducted by Hades, who opens the earth and takes her to the underworld. Demeter, Persephone's mother, is devastated. She refuses to let crops grow, plunging the world into famine. Zeus sends Hermes to retrieve Persephone. Hades agrees, but Persephone has eaten pomegranate seeds, binding her to the underworld. They make a compromise. Persephone spends the autumn and winter with Hades and spring and summer with Demeter. This myth explains the seasons. Even though she spent most of her time in the living world, almost all the myths occur in the underworld. Persephone and Adonis. Both Aphrodite and Persephone fell in love with the same mortal, a man called Adonis. Since they couldn't agree between them who deserves him more, Zeus divided his time between the upper world and the underworld. However, Adonis loved Aphrodite more and, when the time came, he refused to go back to Persephone's kingdom. Angered and hurt, Persephone sent a wild boar to kill Adonis, who died in Aphrodite's arms and was transformed into the anemone flower. Persephone and Mintha. The nymph Mintha was a mistress of Hades before he abducted Persephone. When Mintha boasted that she was more beautiful than Hades' new lover and that she would one day win Hades back, Persephone took care that such things should never happen and transformed her into the mint plant. Lus, another nymph who caught Hades' attention, was transformed into the white poplar tree, a tree associated with the underworld. Persephone, the influential queen. Persephone differed from Hera in an even more critical manner. Unlike her, she wasn't merely Hades' consort but also exerted considerable authority over the underworld. Persephone was central to the Eleusinian mysteries, an ancient secret religious rite that promised initiates a better afterlife. She represented initiation, rebirth, and the journey through spiritual darkness into light. Her descent was a symbolic death, and her return was a spiritual awakening. Philosophers like Plato and Pindar tied her myth to soul purification and reincarnation. Persephone was both worshipped in her maiden and queen aspects. People often prayed to her for safe passage to the afterlife and protection of crops and families. Persephone was a favorite subject in ancient and modern art. Ancient pottery often shows her rising from the earth or seated beside Hades. And modern poetry and fiction treat her as a symbol of transformation, sexual awakening, or emotional resilience. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want a video about a specific mythological being, please let me know in the comments. Have a great day!